Recently, PokeNE posted something on Instagram stating battle partners would be $100 if we place an order with Japan today. We're gonna wait until Sunday and hopefully get a better price for both of us. No promises, but we'll try to get it down a big. Stay tuned. That was posted 22 hours ago. Now, a day ago, it was posted, yes, we will have Japanese battle partners, just waiting for the price to hopefully potentially lower a bit so you don't overpay. Final pricing will be announced Saturday or Sunday. If you're watching PokeNE videos, you'll find out that the reason that a lot of people in Japan are currently expecting or believing that the price is valued at $100 is that Journey Together Elite Trainer boxes and other products from Journey Together are already very, very heavily priced in English without it having been released, even though the actual valuation on Pokemon Center Japan for these boxes is about $35. $60 valuation is being added on to every single box that you are purchasing right now from Japan. This kind of sucks. You're trying to buy Japanese cards because they're naturally going to be cheaper to purchase. Pokemon Scarlet, Violet, Journey Together cost about $161. It includes the promo pack. That is why people choose to purchase Japanese, Korean, myself included, or Chinese, or whatever other language you can get your hands on. So the fact that now Japanese pricing is going up as much as it is because of the American market. If you look at Pokemon cards, you're going to notice that there is a massive demand. Now, right here, something to point out and something that is going to be relevant right now to everything that I'm going to be talking about is that Pokemon cards is still climbing. Prismatic Evolutions, crazy up. Journey Together, it's a lot lower. Even after it's been announced. This would cause a lot of worry to a lot of people. I'll even sit here and admit to you that I myself purchased 5 boxes for $110. That is the cheapest I was able to find it when I finally made the choice that I'm going to go ahead and pre-order these. I'll be selling these on Whatnot. Now, I'm not happy that the least I can charge for these is $5. The only reason I ended up getting into Whatnot is because I know I don't have the financial capability of opening these boxes myself, but I love opening boxes. I love opening booster packs, so I got into Whatnot. Anyways, link in the description. I have to mention that because I wanted to point out that I myself have a stake in the valuation of these cards, but even then, I will point out a lot of the reasons why the valuation is very likely to be going downwards from now on. I purchased these boxes from this specific vendor for about $110 when it said only buy one, and now it is at $105. Here's another vendor that was selling these boxes for about $120, and now he is selling them for $83 a box. Let's talk about why the demand is going down before they finally get shipped out. Why did we start off at such a high number, and why is it climbing down? It's very simple. The cards are not as hype. A lot of people are trying to say, very cool set, very badass. I'm not seeing a lot of negativity about it, but I'm here to sit and tell you this is a player expansion, and it's very obvious as someone that plays Pokemon TCG live. I love the game, but the moment you tell me it's a trainer focused expansion, I instantly knew this is clearly for the players, not necessarily for the collectors. And in these expansions, these Pokemon cards are all cute, but they're nothing that necessarily creates value. There's not a lot of Pokemon that I believe to be very popular. I went ahead and looked at TCG Player to see if I could find anything. Currently, the only card that has been listed on TCG Player and it has sold is for $39.99 for Lily's Riombi. That might be the valuation. Someone is currently charging $100 for this card. I'm not sure if it's going to sell. You see the fur, which I think is, by the way, super cute. Super side note, super cute as hell. $15. We have to compare this to Terastal Festival. These are also Japanese cards, but the Japanese version of Umbreon is $400 by comparison. A lot of other cards that aren't even the chase card, a lot of evolutions are here, and all of these are listed. Each one of them having its own value over $50. This Eevee, as it is, being $50 without it being the evolution, it's one of the least valuable ones, and it is still $50. The reason the valuation of this box will continue to go down is because a lot of these cards are being sold at a cheap price, and it's very likely to stay there. I don't believe a lot of these chase cards will likely go that much higher, but the Japanese valuation tends to lead a lot to what the English valuation will be. If Battle Partners is performing in this way, where the Reshiram is not passing 60 bucks, the chase card valuation is going to lead it to go down. A good example of this could be Obsidian Flames, where personally I love Charizard. I'm a big fan of Charizard. The chase card in this set is at max $70. That is what leaves the value of Obsidian Flames to be as low as it is. The second highest being $24.90 for the market price, and so on. It just keeps going down. When the chase card value isn't high enough, or it's not enough to be called chase card, for people to perceive it as a chase card, $179 is very close to what MSRP is. There's no reason for people to be going out of their way and collecting so many of them when they themselves know that the most expensive card that they can possibly get out of this box is simply a $70 card. On the other hand, for Prismatic Evolutions and other expansions where the chase card is incredibly valuable, it is very much incentivized for the consumer to go out of their way and possibly get that opportunity to finding a high value chase card. That is why I go back to here, where the Reshiram, which I believed was going to be the chase card, I genuinely thought it was priced at $100. Currently in Japan, about $25. That does not provide good news. There's not a lot of excitement. At the same time, I'm new enough to the Pokemon market to say it's very possible that it does not stay this way. It's very possible. I could be completely wrong. The market just works however people's opinions are. If they themselves believe it is so cool, it's so badass, it's so amazing, I want it, I need it, I must have it, the value will go up. As of right now, though, I mean, I saw the Reshiram and I just thought, don't think it has the value. At the same time, I can shit on Reshiram as much as I want. But here, I'll sit here and I'll look at this Pikachu for $543 and think, who the hell thinks this is worth $543? All these valuations are completely random in the sense of what we perceive them to be. This art isn't necessarily that special to me, but it could be special to a lot of other people that are huge Pikachu fanatics. It's the same thing with Obsidian Flames. You naturally would have thought the Charizard would have been super, super exciting when I first got into Pokemon TCG, and coming to realize I could get this for $70. You're telling me I only need $70 to get my most prized possession? Hello? The valuation will cause a lot of people to now throw out the word that the bubble's bursting, that the market is crashing. Absolutely bananas, and they're completely wrong. The reason that I still believe a lot of people are going to look at these prices and the low value of the Reshiram, the Salamence, they'll say, oh, these values are so low, the Pokemon market is gone, it's destroyed, it's over. It doesn't work that way. And the reason I believe that it doesn't work that way is because I think every set will be unique to its own market, similarly to every set that we've seen so far. If you look at 151, you'll quickly realize what I'm talking about. This is the Japanese 151. It is $110. It is the expansion SV2A. So that one's very old by interpretation. On the other hand, Surging Sparks is $67. So it's cheaper and you're going to get practically the same value. At least that's what a normal monkey brain would say. Same thing. The reason we value the 151 more is simply because these are cards that we think are incredibly amazing. The least value that the 151 ever was about $88, while the least that Surging Sparks ever was $50. Surging Sparks is still cards. They're still the same exact thing. They're still shiny cardboard. But the difference between 151 and Surging Sparks is that you yourself believe that it is better because it's cooler. It's just something that you yourself think is better. I myself think is better, personally, out of nostalgia. So because of that, the valuation goes up, even though it's likely in Japan about $35 to $40, and the exact same value for the Surging Sparks. The valuation sold from Pokemon Center is the same amount. You could have gotten yourself a 151 Japanese box for $37. But what does it matter? Like, people are still willing to pay $110, even though Pokemon Center, the Pokemon company, is selling these for $37. They're just trying their best to print them to the ground, but people keep buying them at that value because that is the cost finding it. Battle Partners booster boxes are going to be expensive, but I believe they will go down. I genuinely do. First adopters always take the biggest hit. You could think about it as when you first bought an iPhone in 2007, you're purchasing it to be the first adopter. The valuation of the first iPhone isn't necessarily because of the advanced technology, but you're also paying for it because you're going to be the first one to get it. And it's the same thing. I'm going to be the first one to get these foldable phones, and because of that, it's incredibly pricey. This is about $1,800. I am paying for this as an early adopter. Even though this is the 5th generation, the profit margin is likely very high for them. I am taking a massive risk by being the first adopter and possibly getting a faulty item. In about 10 years, the technology of foldable touchscreens is going to be so advanced that it is going to be incredibly cheap for you. I'm using this example for Journey Together. Will the price of battle partners be incredibly high the first week? Yes, it will. I think it will. And it's there because the early adopters want to make their master sets as quickly as possible. And it's okay. It's the same thing for Prismatic Evolutions. Prismatic Evolutions is incredibly expensive. For 9 packs, you are paying $150 right now. The release and the low valuation of battle partners will not reduce the value of Prismatic Evolution in Japanese or in English. Because of that, I know the bubble isn't bursting. It's not. We're not there yet. It will decline over time, but it's going to be a slower decline than people think it's going to be. Hopefully you enjoyed this talk. I will be streaming on Whatnot when I finally get battle partners. I'm currently a low-cost streamer. I like to sell a lot of bulk. If you join my stream, I will likely be selling a lot of bulk cards in Japanese simply because that's what I personally am a fan of. I love bulk cards. I love how amazing a lot of bulk cards look, and their value is just based off of whatever we decide them to be. Sometimes people's chase cards will be a bulk card, and because of that, I think there's value in them. So I'm selling a lot of these on Whatnot, and if you're interested, make sure to join me from the link below. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your battle partners release week.